Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully all of you are doing well out there. I'm, of course, your host, Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top-performing Tier 10 medium in the tech trees on World of Tanks Blitz, which, as you can see in front of me, is the STB-1. This is an extremely strong tank, not only because of the frontal armor, not only because of the speed, but also because of the 105mm armament that is mounted on the vehicle. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about this tank, why it is such a strong-performing vehicle, sitting at a 57.5% win rate for the last 90 days on Blitz Stars, but also why I personally do really enjoy pulling out the vehicle. Now, the only tank that is sitting at a higher average win rate, you probably guessed already, for the medium class, which is the T22 medium, but as this is a premium, or should I say a collector vehicle, doesn't really count for today's video. We're going to be talking about strictly the tech tree variants. Now, what is good about the STB? Well, it's got super solid frontal armor. It's 145mm on the turret, and when you're using gun depression or just aiming at it in general, you can see it's such a steep design that you literally can't pen it 80% of the time. It's got that really thick mantlet on the front. It's got a lot of things going for it. Honestly, the only weak spot I would say on the frontal part of the turret is the cupola sitting on the roof, which is still a pretty small target to hit, to be honest. Now, there are a couple weak spots as well in the hull when you are using it in a gun depression position. You've got that little viewfinder hatch that sticks out, but again, that's pretty dang hard to hit. When you're on a flat ground, it is way easier to pen it, but that's, of course, not usually how you want to run the STB-1. Now, not only does it have a great gun with 3,000 base damage per minute, if you want to run gun rammer, it's going to bring it up to 3,200. It's got good aiming time at 2.8 seconds, great dispersion at 0.08. It also has excellent mobility, going upwards of 53 kilometers per hour, 20 in reverse, and it's got great power to weight ratio as well. So it's got a lot of things going for it, and I can't really knock the tank in any single aspect. I can say it does occasionally miss some of its shells, but overall, it is a fantastic tier 10 medium. So, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, before I do get into some live gameplay, please make sure to smash that subscribe button down below, as it helps out the channel a crazy amount. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So this is a perfect map, of course, for the STB-1. And the nice thing about gun depression tanks, and the reason why my personal feelings I'm doing so well in the Kronwagen, is because it has gun depression. One of the big things that all of you guys know is that having gun depression and having flexibility is something that you need to have in the game if you want to do better. And the fact of this tank having 10 degrees of gun depression and good armor and good DPM and good mobility kind of gives it a major advantage over some of the other mediums. So I can easily push into position here, hold this line, tap the enemy, and as long as they're not in a much more strong tank, kind of like the T22, but even a T22 is going to struggle to hold this line over me because, of course, it doesn't carry gun depression like I do. So it's one thing that this vehicle really excels in. Now, looking at the enemy lineup, they got 1, 2, 3 heavy tanks, and they're all pretty big heavies at that. We've got the T92E1 on the side over here, and ooh, big shell just went into my E50 there, as you can see. But at the same time, we're going to get one nice snap right into that T92, and hopefully we're going to be able to get one more. We're going to load an HE shell as well, and there you go. Nice HE for 433 right up the butt of that T92. As we all do know, I absolutely hate the missiles, so let's clear that tank right off the beginning of the battle. So we've got the Object 268, who could be sitting in the back here. There's actually a lot of tanks on the enemy team that could be quite deadly against me. Now, sadly, that shell did miss, but we got plenty more in the barrel that we can always fire, so that's not the worst for us. We got the E100 showing me his lower plate, and there you go, nice shot into it. Didn't really expect him to hit me as it was in the first place, so I wasn't super surprised when he did miss us as it was. There's another nice tap into his lower plate. Already sitting at around 1,500 damage, and you can start to see how quickly this vehicle does rack out that damage. So let's get another nice tap into the Object 268 frontal plate. We're sitting at now 1,700, and if that E100 decides to pull out, we should easily be able to get a shot right into his frontal armor as well. So let's do that right now. Ooh, that one did not want to hit, but at the same time, you know, to be fair, that E100 did miss his shot. So the 268 is not detected, at least at the back of the map, and we can't do much about the enemy E100 as of yet, but you know what? That shell did hit quite a bit, so there you go. Okay, we're able to get in the cover now. Actually, we could try and get one more shell out into the enemy E75 if we were feeling a little bit lucky here. I'm not necessarily sure if we're going to be able to do that, but you know what? That would have been great if we were able to get at that shell. That really would have been a super rare shot, but to be fair, it would have been a great shot as well. But you know what? We got a nice shot into that E75. That WZ did get a big slap and shell into the side of me as well, but we're still getting out that damage. We're doing the best we can. Nice shot into the WZ-121B there. My E50M has given him a big old face hug, which means that we can get even some more shells in the side trying to help help out our 121B in the long run. So there we go, some more nice shots. Our 121B is hopefully going to continue to get out that damage. While that's going on, we can use our mobility, get a nice shot into the E100 here, and we're already sitting at 3,600 damage. And this is just a great example to show how solid this vehicle is and getting out damage. You can see I've played it aggressive. I only lost a little bit, like half my health, and half the reason I lost that health in the first place was because, of course, the undetected WZ that got me in the side. Other than that, honestly, we've been racking out damage like a beast the entire battle here, and we're going to continue to do so. There's another nice snap right into the rear of that WZ. Now we can go try and help out my teammate over here in the E75 if we can. So he's probably going to be taken out. Ooh, he actually wasn't. That's really solid for my E75. And let's get a nice little snap right there in the side of the Object 268, the E50 as well. Probably going to get another nice snap into him here, and let's see if we can get another nice shell. You know what? Looks like they didn't finish him off, but that's all fine and dandy because we're going to get that final shell right in the side armor, and oh, well, you know what? Apparently we're not. I'm sorry, E50. I should have turned my tank to the side. You'll notice that this thing does not have good gun depression over the side, but it's fine. Still able to out-reload that Object 268 and come out with a stellar victory there for the first game at 5,135 damage. Now, if you noticed anything about that game, it really wasn't a spectacular game. Like, there wasn't anything I really did that was outside of the blue. I just flanked. I got out a couple shells. I kept shooting enemy tanks. I did, you know, do a couple good shots, did do positioning correctly, but honestly, that was an easy 5,000, and that's how the STB works. It's just so good at getting out the damage, hurting the enemy so much, and it's something that I absolutely love about the tank. So, of course, let's get stuck into one more battle here. See if we can keep up that good luck that we have been getting for at least the first game here. And this is, again, another fantastic map for the STB-1. If I was in the medium, let's say, like, I don't know, again, the T-22, it might work this position pretty well, because, of course, it's got good turret armor. But it doesn't have the gun depression. Vehicles like the 121, vehicles like the 121B, should I say, really struggle on a position like this because they just don't have enough gun depression sometimes to work the hull-down positions. Whereas you saw last game, I was able to work any position other than turning the turret to the rear. That is the only position that kind of sucks, as you can see there. The gun depression really can't go below the back of the tank, which of course makes sense, but it does struggle in the occasional way. So let's see if the enemy mediums are going to push up here. Does not look like it, but we got the E50M right off to the front. Let's see if we can get a nice snap. Oh, no, we are not going to. We also got that Jagdpanzer all the way at the back of the map that we did outspot, but that is fine because we're going to aim in right on the lower plate of that E50, get a nice snap right in there. That Jagdpanzer, of course, looks like he's going to be pulling out, so we're going to push to a spot where we don't have to worry about that Jagdpanzer, which should be right about here. Let's see if we can get a nice shell right into the, actually, yes, there you go, beautiful shot into the Jagd's lower plate. We want to keep him tracked if we can, because of course I don't want to deal with enemy Jagd on the team. So that looks to be another shot into that Jagdpanzer, to be fair. These are some pretty nice shots coming out of the vehicle so far. And I don't know if that Jagdpanzer honestly wants to keep trying to trade, but there you go. Nice max roll into the side of the E50M there, finishing him off. We can also see if we can get a shell. Ooh, you know what? There you go. One into the Progetto as well. This is already going pretty dang well for the tanks here on our team. That Progetto as well, you'll notice, is not doing too well on the HP anymore. Oh, but that was a bad shot for me. I can say that. That was not necessarily the best of shots coming out of my vehicle. Now, we got the Jagdpanzer actually repositioning here. We can see if we can get another shot into the Jag. There you go. Another nice tap. So it looks like we have tapped the Jag quite a bit as it is already, and we can continue to tap this player if we can right there in that weak spot. Once again, there you go. Getting another nice tap out in the Jagdpanzer's frontal weak spot. We can now start firing standard shells in the Jag as well. There you go. He missed us as well because, again, this thing's got super solid frontal armor as it is. And this poor Jag is just getting slaughtered by our gun. Another nice tap into that Jagdpanzer. We got the T-54 off to the side, who I'd much rather shoot, to be fair, right now, but can't really get a shot into him as it seems. But that's fine because we can just aim in one shell at the lower plate, finishing off the enemy Jagdpanzer E100, and all that's left is the enemy T-54 off to the side and the E100s up top. So let's push up here, see if we can get some shells into the enemy T-54. Once again, we'll see if we can get out that great damage. Ooh, that was a bit of a misplay by me there. But to be fair, we got the ramming abilities on this tank as well, right? So might as well just ram that T-54 to get out that little bit of damage I did miss out on. And now we can start to come up behind the enemy E100 here and get out the last bit of our damage. So again, this was a great game to show how solid the STB is. It just gets out the damage like no tomorrow. It keeps pumping it out, and to be fair, there's a nice little ram. I kind of tried to get out that last little bit of damage, but I thought we were going to get the kill. But to be honest, it was a great game. Once again, to show how the STB does work in game. That was another, what, 4,000 damage battle or something like that? Yeah, there you go. 4,000 4,274 damage gain. We were able to work that ridgeline like a beast, beat the E50M, beat the Progetto, and do a fantastic job on running the tank. So I personally feel that the STB1 is one of the best tier 10 mediums that you can currently grind for in World of Tanks Blitz. The issue and the reason why I never say it's such a good tank to get is because the Type 61 is not a good vehicle. It's good on the gun. You'll notice the gun's got good damage per minute. It's got good penetration, but the vehicle itself has absolutely no armor. It's got so many weak spots. It's so easy to take out, and that's kind of the same for the STA1 in my opinion. Now, I do know there's a lot of people that love these vehicles, but for me personally, and a new player grinding down the line, I can definitely say that they would struggle immensely trying to get the vehicles. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below if you agree with me or you disagree, but other than that, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more like it, please make sure to smash that subscribe button down below, but other than that, hopefully all of you are doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.